abida kan kule famande taka ko donc mol fana so me alon ko naso da wolle be tara marale ngala tawandiro nya ko wala min borondo wala kan drive so jikida ni fana ko fonni jol men alon ko be sado kono do kote bulu jikida ni nan nga sodo abe kila wol fana kule de me alon ko abe do ko ni ne le because ida sidi man refen ni yin sodo e be do ko la je akita nyaande albeata siada be fe sodo no abe fana na life ni falina so kono sina o maral nya kono aba jala ko anni jemi seje se ko ni se ke nyaado ta ko te me alon ko abe dol fana na fal na sa do kono baake e baaje na musol la karola ni no la karola ko le ko men ka sodo je me be jaata ke na la karola abe da talala nya baake.
What my counterpart was saying is that we have planned on how to sustain this project. And as a result, we have formed a committee consisting of a president, vice president, 2 monitoring and evaluation officers, 2 treasurers, and part of the committee is also 2 operators who are skilled and who will be in charge of operation of this tricycle on behalf of the community. And also, on top of that, every penny that you'll be getting from the project, we will make sure it is deposited in the community account, and we make sure that it is used for maintenance and any other occurrence that may happen to our project, and it will be also used to improve our project in the future. For these projects, our total budget is $180,000. As we speak, the community have tried their level best and they have already contributed $45,000. And what we are requesting everyone in this room to come to our rescue and help us complete our budget, which have a funding gap of only $135,000. Ladies and gentlemen, Jifin Musolu, Katola Lebaki, Dukare, Ali Nga Imakoi.
Thank you so much, James. Jifin Musol Toratale. Seeing someone from Kenya speaking Mandinka, telling people about the things they're facing in their community, only Corpsafrica can do that. Can we give him a round of applause again? Development partners, do you have any question for James and his counterpart? Yeah, another one. Omar, can you have the mic? No, you can just leave it on.
Okay, thank you very much, James, and my former councillor of Divine Ward. As the acting CEO of the area, I definitely didn't know that this is happening. But this has now showcased exactly what is happening in my own community, who are paying tax to the council to be able to sustain them in various ways. Having seen that, I hereby pledge that will give you support of $50,000. Thank you so much. And this was, you have to request this to the council. While you do the council of the area, then the chairman's office who will do it to me. Because I'm part and parcel of this community now. I know exactly what's going on the ground.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is Corpsafrica Community Development. Any other question from the development partners? Somebody? Okay.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Foley Galisi from Corpsafrica Gambia. So, let's thank Gates for that wonderful presentation. So, my question is you mentioned a problem statement, which is women's finding hard to reach hospitals. So, the question I want to ask is, why tricycle is the right mobility choice for making women's access hospitals? That's my question.
Thank you so much for that question. As you all know, as Corpsafrica, we focus on small-scale, high-impact projects. And as a community, any project that Corpsafrica implements, it all requires that the community also have to contribute part of the budget of the whole total budget. And when we start with the community, we had to consider several things. The community contribution, 25%. If we go for a higher means and more expensive means of transport, will the community at the moment be able to contribute their share? And as a community, we opted for a tricycle for now because it's most affordable and it will be able to help us make that one step towards the goal that we want to do. And also I can give my counterpart to emphasize on that.
Okay, aka fanna men jinin ga wala ni de bome muna tina na trasa ko ni choose because project ko ni aka men fadan ko Africa comme a landi nya men kabir ba kacha ko project ko ni choose wala ni de bome ko Africa ka ni ida ne comme adol se mun sula ku so no me alam ba ba problem solve non yo abol ko no nyan na percentage la jola me alam ko nin do ku le me alam ko sembela do ko beje 10% wonye na kala ko dola fanaldi 15% wonye na kala le bole but sai dolla bada dam ni na musol da fanal nim tin do si da kala lo tano do dai walla man do na ko na da emergency hospital aka pale ala fu le filtration soro so o mun nya ko le dini alan ko sai do be sai de do fango men be bulin se mene keno ani filtration la karola nim ko ngamodo ma sai modo ni to do percentage men jola wo aben kos la jelal aben jelle ñinin kala tol bulo kono san de hotel tol bulo san nada jibe san semune transport minister no me alon ko se fem tindi no me alon ko san de wala fam mo be mo wala inde ko men ma may machine sabona wala tricycle so tricycle ni san ni ala price wala do as a community do be percentage men jolo no wala inde ko san ngam fanju be la ngajeko ni ngani machine masolo san community dole sa men jono na 25% oro fango ni dama nimbam boles me alon kon sa jono wala tin na na tricycle to pour na nse na bonni sa no ni ruwana da nse bono tricycle do ngada level dolo so wala na amen ko sa da pour ka tricycle to.
Thank you. Any other question? In the absence of any question, we can give him a round of applause. James, thank you. Small scale, high impactful projects. Thank you. So you'll now invite Nyimadabo, a volunteer serving in Tinkinjo in Timana district.
women and youth coming together to build a poultry farm, not just to raise chickens, but to raise income, hope, and independence. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nima Dabo, a volunteer serving in Tinkinjo, Tumana District, URR. And there is my amazing counterpart, Yakuba Dabo. Yakuba.
Nimbo na bodo gadu samago nimbo samago dan na ko shi me ko do musudo me mungela aro jama bi ko kada na bo solde ani su ko dilu jama ko sa de mo ke da di dilo ar jama ga tam dole kombo ani ba ke shi dole wati na sa de mo amon do ko jama ba sa bu balla ta ku dinga ko dilin na de mo sa cikino do ko nole ya na no go yus mo lo kar do ka ko je be do ko la je me ko mo na ba ko je tidak aman nak dogo mana nggak akan dogo nggak ada pati baru tak misalnya le nggak employ orang ada dogo mana kalau dia mau nak kali
Yakuba. Thank you, Yakuba. To give a brief description of my community, Tinkinjo is located in Tumana District, Upper River region. It is with 26 households and a population of 674 residents. Our assets in the community is a fertile land for agriculture and livestock rearing. Our main economic activities are gardening and farming, which both the women and youths engage in. Yakuba, isa fo no kafo mo lele ko, memu na problem moti sa te okano.
Ya, dal problem mo sa ne. Welcome ni poultry no go, poultry no go. Because na je sama seno ni gari do go wala problem mo ni. Nimba gari no de garu sama go. Ar ko sama ta mo sila. Gaspeso dale. Ar gaspeso ko di. Wakas na boyo jama de. Ani so ko di. Jama ko sa de mo. Kada ni dindro jama bi. Ar ni bagay silo mo biya ko al di ni nyaare na. Wadi na dafa da ko mo sero na mo Libya. Nada. Ngana ko do ida Libya, Tunis, Algeria. Ngana ko do be la belo. Aru ina mo da galanje agada da kono ki ay da woni amo so tirola amur nari amur golo obe mo sawo ko mondo gulla bal ngaji ko di do ko ninga na sare ko wala ni so jama bi ani mo so jama bi e be famo da manolo ji wa sara do go ji e karanga ji dida e be ba de ko.
Thank you so much. As he mentioned earlier, these are our problem statements. There is lack of employment opportunity for both women and youth in Tinkinjo. There is high rate of irregular migration, which my counterpart is a victim to that. There is inadequate income generating activities because women and youths of my community are engaged in gardening and farming. So there are no other sources of income that are going to be sustainable to provide fund or support to my community youths and women. Okay, as my counterpart said earlier, we came up with a proposed solution as a community, one of which is to have a poultry, that is to start a construction of a poultry from scratch, whereby both the women and youth will be engaged to have a sustainable source of income. It is also going to build the capacities of youth and women on poultry management. Okay, these problems or these solutions mentioned will be able to impact the lives of my community, women and youth, when it comes to them to have an increased source of income and also to have increased employment opportunities. And then that too will be impacting them on effective business strategy, on profit making through capacity building, whereby we will use the chicken dunks to be another source of income when it comes to manure making or compost manure making. Okay, the project timeline for our community project will be September. So as a community, we believe that a project to be able to sustain, we come with measures. These measures are what we have on the board. So Yakuba, is it the from the sustainability plan or movement?
Zada after among the share Pandamati, and no way of going on Zada and other people post Monday, to Madam Maro, Solvata came from Namagan Ludo, I don't believe.
Okay, to that, we are having an active M&E officer who is part of the project committee. So this project committee is set up in a way that all the influential people in the community are part of. And then the community contributed their 25%, the 10% of which is $21,170. This is to make sure that the community have ownership, because through that is what they will be able to know that, well, this is our own, and then we are going to make sure it is sustainable. Okay, so our budget today is $211,700. The community contributed already $21,170. And then we are seeking your support for the funding gap that my community project is lacking, which is $190,530. With your support, we will turn failures into a future, poverty into prosperity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nyuma Davo. Because he mentioned something very important. The community is contributing their quota, so we can promote community ownership. One thing which is unique about Corpsafrica projects is that we don't implement white elephant projects. These communities are these projects are community owned, community driven, and community sustained. Thank you so much, Nyima. To the Ministry of Youth and Sport, Mr. Wakari Waibaji, this is a returnee standing right in front of you, asking for support from development partners and everyone to be able to curb the level of irregular migration in their community. I believe we were all touched when he said that he is a returnee, and we all know what happened in Libya. So if a returnee is standing in front of us today, giving testimonies, saying people that they need this in their community, I believe we are there to support. Thank you so much. So, any question from the development partners? It seems like our development partners are more of doing than talking. They are more of doing than talking. Am I right, volunteers? They talk less and do? They talk less and do? Any question from the development partners?
So honestly, I'm really inspired by what Corpsafrica is doing, and also what some of these youths are doing, especially as a youth. For me personally, and I think what he's doing is really amazing, because I honestly see, like, when you talk about the problem statement, when you mostly emphasize on unemployment and go to most of our communities, like in the rural areas, they're all involved in farming and agriculture. But the idea or the mindset that we have is that it's just social sector, or it's like a development sector. Why are we always looking at agriculture like that? But I'm starting to see things like, like what you say, it's a proposed solution. Trying to tell these guys that, you can actually see agriculture as a business, right? As a money-making business, as something that is profitable. And I really like the idea. And like I said, as much as development sectors or the government is doing much, we as well in the private sector, we also want to see a lot of collaborations, public-private partnership. So again, I would say again is we have a platform that we're actually building called Baker. So Baker primarily is just, like I said, trying to connect these farmers to have access to market. So we really look forward to see how best we can partner, because we believe that with partnership we can really help with this guy. So maybe we can connect again and see how best do we connect them to the platform and potentially see if there are investors in the platform that are actually interested in assisting someone that is in URR, because you have a lot of people that are in the diaspora or even in the Gambia here that are looking to start a poultry farm, but maybe they don't have like the capacity, they don't have people on the ground. But if people like him can come and share short note and say, hey, I come from URR, I'm a Tony, I'm really looking to push for investing in poultry farm, and someone that is interested in investing, probably it might happen. So, like I'd say again, it's really inspiring to see that most of the projects that I'm seeing here are mostly treating agriculture as a business. It's not social sector or development sector. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Any other comment or question? In the absence of any, we can now move on to the next agenda. Thank you so much, Nima, and your counterpart. Volunteers. Before we move on to the next agenda, I would like to proudly acknowledge one of my colleagues in the G1 cohort, Ms. Fatumata Drame, the originals. Fatumata, you're welcome. At least now I'm not alone. So we now move on to the video screening of the short documentary of Tankla Women's Garden Project. This was a project implemented by one of our own, Ms. Ramatulai Damfa. Esa, if you're ready, we are.
Law rests snugly in the heart of Kiang West District of the Gambia's Lower River region. Welcome to Kular, a peaceful and quiet village nestled snugly in the heart of Kiang West District of the Gambia's Lower River region, home to a commanding population of 1,703 residents. Tankular rural community has a strong affinity for agriculture and fishing activities. 70 women rise as early as 6 a.m. to water their crops, but still struggle to keep them alive. The wells they dug years ago can no longer sustain their efforts. That's where Corpsafrica comes in. Thanks to a bold initiative led by volunteer Ms. Ramatulai Damfa, a sustainable solution has taken root. After 10 months of living among the people of Tankular, sharing their joys, their struggles, and their hopes, one challenge stood out above all: the urgent need for water in the community garden. From that need, the idea was born, a borehole and reservoir project designed to restore hope, harvests, and dignity. This project was not only brought to life by the support of development partners, but the sweat, hope, resilience, and the struggles of the women of Tankular and the community at large. Today, a fully functional borehole powered by solar energy now provides a steady water supply. 2 elevated water tanks and 12 reservoirs distribute water across the garden, empowering women to grow more, earn more, and feed their families. Meet the president of the Tankular River Community Garden as she gives a testimony of the project.
Allah man sa kai la ni maro sem wata ay na fa bakel ka tu kulu dol mo ka fan to na yin kani bar ko akul kala ni maro ko duni e bobolo sini ye barar de ganye na yin kan kan ko da ba jama shukra alhamdulillah dul bara mutullah ay kan fa fa na den la ba je ya men ke sababu ni ko ka ko akul ka sini yo ba den da ba je ya ba fa na ni bara la ba ko akul ka fa ni bara la ni la ni ya uno in kan kan ka bi yo mutu man di ne ka ni se dara ko si mon de ya bar biri ni bobolo na ka alni bara sabi akul na kan kan ni ne do ko akul ka mo na ne on no al do na ko do na ko de ko ni ay na pa ni te du ye jai ni ko ma di foso.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow us to reintroduce the Tankular Women's Community Garden as they welcome us with open arms and hearts filled with gratitude. Because today, this project doesn't just serve 70 women, it uplifts the entire Tankular community. This is the power of local leadership. This is the impact of service. This is what Corpsafrica makes possible. Changing lives one community at a time.
Wow, the power of Corpsafrica. I am also a beneficiary of this project because when we went for this documentary, they gave us a whole bag of jabo, so we are also beneficiaries of this project. This is the power of Corpsafrica. This is what the volunteers are doing in their communities. This is what the volunteers are asking the development partners to help them put a smile on the faces of the community members. Thank you so much. We would like to invite the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Mr. Bakari Waipadi, to give a statement. And allow me to say, if I am to give a bio of the minister or to mention his achievements, we will be here till thy kingdom come. We will not finish to mention some of his achievements. Mr. Minister Waipadi, you're welcome.
Good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon. Exactly. All right, so yeah, that's what I expect, right? When somebody say good afternoon, you should get a response, not so? Exactly. But either way, I want to extend special greetings to the members of the high table here, Mr. Bojang, the director of Corpsafrica, and of course our colleagues from the ministry, the chairperson of the NEDI Board of Directors, Mr. Ba, and And then the one who spoke earlier, Honorable Pamela Sise, Executive Director of PIA, our representative of the board of Corpsafrica, Madam Fatu, and then Lala Ture, the female representative in the National Youth Council. And of course, we have the director of the Youth Council here, Salah Ijaju, and the country director for Subdeco, Mr. Faye, and all of you that are invited here from the various institutions, the development partners, but most especially, a special greetings to the Corpsafrica volunteers who are seated in front of us here with their white and green t-shirts. I want to start by congratulating you for the great work that you're doing that has been demonstrated here in the videos that we have seen. And of course, yes, we didn't have the opportunity to see all the videos, but from what we have seen, the pitching that was done by the 4 members and the representative from the villages, it indeed so that there is a lot of remarkable work that are being done by these young people, both Gambians and non-Gambians alike. And before I get to my speech, I just want to start by saying thank you on behalf of the government, on behalf of the ministry, for all the work that you're doing with the coordination of your director and the people that he works with in Corpsafrica office. But ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor and privilege to join you here today as we mark this remarkable event of Corpsafrica here at the Carava Beach Hotel. This ceremony creates a platform for every young person, both Gambian and non-Gambian, to showcase the great work that they've been doing. But it is also a platform for us who are on government side and the community to say thank you for the great work that you've been doing over the years in the various communities that you serve. This pitching is a powerful illustration of what is possible when young people are given the space, the trust, and the tools to lead and identify community problems that culminate to national issues. It is where development is not imposed, but proposed from the grassroots up. Each pitch we hear today represents not just a project, but a vision and a solution shaped by life experience of the individuals that serve as volunteers, as well as the life experience of the people with whom they work with. We believe that the pitching are not just ideas of the ones that are pitching it today, but they are ideas of the communities. And once you're able to get the funding, it is those same communities that will take ownership and make the projects a reality. At the Ministry of Youth and Sports, we are proud to stand with Corpsafrica Gambia. We believe in the power of a youth-led development organization as yours. We see these young people not only as future leaders, but also as integral change makers complementing government's efforts in our development agenda. And we are committed to creating more opportunities like this with you and with other like-minded organizations that are operating in the Gambia. Our wish is that the Gambian young people will continue to take leadership role in being innovative and working together with government to find solutions to the everyday problems of our people. I also wish to commend the staff of Corpsafrica Gambia, ably led by the country director, Mr. Fode Bojang, for the commitment and the leadership that he and his team continue to demonstrate since the launch of Corpsafrica in the Gambia. Your work is shaping a generation of thoughtful, service-oriented citizens. To the partners that continue to support the work of Corpsafrica, either in youth empowerment or in climate change or rural development and other sectors of development, we say thank you for lending a hand to making dreams of these young people the reality. We hope that as we all work together, we would be able to raise the necessary funds, not just to fund the projects that have been pitched here, but to venture into other bigger projects that are affecting in our communities that we all see on a daily basis. When we support one of these projects, we are not just giving money to a young person or giving money to the community. You are making remarkable changes in the lives and economic empowerment of our people. To the volunteers who are part of Corpsafrica, speak boldly today, say your story with pride. Your work matters, as well as your voices. And whether you walk away today with a check, or a contract, or a pledge from any individual or not, what matters is the ideas that you have to make changes, not for yourself, but for the communities that are struggling across the country. But our hope is that you will not be going home empty, but you will be going home with hopes that there will be someone here or an institution here that is going to make a pledge to give something little to help or assist you realize your dreams. We want to once again congratulate all of you and to say that as a ministry, as a government, we are ever committed to working with you both in the rural and in the urban area as long as the consultation process takes place. So I want to end why somebody made a statement here, Malik, and he tried to put me on the spot by saying some nice words, about support. But of course, it is almost the same customary that whenever we attend such programs and see people make some great presentations of ideas, looking for support, we always try to see how best the ministry can be able to come in and provide that little support. And we believe that it is not a gift, it's a responsibility that we have as a ministry and as a government to support whatever good is being presented for people. And for Corpsafrica, we've really been convinced beyond all that what is here, among the pitches that are done here, and the director told me there are some that are written on those posters that we couldn't see while we were sitting there, but we are convinced they are all good. So we were discussing while we were sitting there, asking what can we do? And it was difficult to conclude on something, in terms of our post, because we also have a mandate, and our mandate is youth and sports. So looking through the projects, we're finding it difficult to pinpoint to a particular project that addresses issues of young people. Yes, we saw one that talks about transportation. There's another one that talks about gardening. And we believe that with gardening, you might have some young females that are gardeners and not necessarily women, and that will fall under our category. So it was either to pick projects and support those, or to just make a general support. Then we would work with Mr. Bojang and the rest of the staff to see how best we distribute them to something that aligns with our mandate. So the general contribution that I want to make a pledge on behalf of the ministry is that we would be contributing $500,000 from the ministry, thank you, from the ministry end to Corpsafrica for the projects that have been identified as related to the youth or the sports sector. We will discuss that. How it's going to be distributed, I don't know, but the rest of the formalities will be taken up with the Youth Council, and then the money will be transferred to you, and then we'll see what happens next. So congratulations, and we wish all the ones that are pitching here the very best in your pitching. Those who didn't have the opportunity to pitch, we believe that your projects are equally great, and we look forward to today's work and in the next months and years, and then see how best the ministry can continue to support. Thank you, and all the best.
volunteers. Volunteers. What do we have to say? Thank you so much, Mr. Bakari Waibaji. If I was still in my prime, I would have been dancing right now. But anyways, I think we all heard what he said. This is a man, when he speaks, we all have to listen. I think Abraham Lincoln defined democracy as the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And we, Corpsafrica, are saying, Mr. Bakari Waibaji is the minister of the people, by the people, and for the people. Again, can we say it again? Mr. Bakari Waibaji is the minister of the people, by the people, and for the people. Thank you so much, Mr. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So you have been seated for a while now. It's time to have a coffee break and some refreshment. The cereals and the jolas, you can now eat. I know you were longing for it. Yeah, the high table? Yeah, the volunteers can join the high table to have a photo with them. Yeah, right now. So we can also just kindly go out and have our meal, a coffee break. Like I said, the jolas and the cereals, it's time for you to eat.